Hello and welcome to VNA News Daily Bulletin. Coming up next, we have your top stories.
Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc welcomes WTO Director General. Zika prevention activities beefed up in product localities. Northwestern region's smoked meat and exquisite treat.
Vietnam always attaches importance to and strictly enforces its role as a member of the World Trade Organization. Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc made the remark at his reception for World Trade Organization Director General Roberto Azevedo in Hanoi on April 15th.
Prime Minister Phúc told his guests this is a good chance for the WTO leader and Vietnamese officials to discuss increasing cooperation. He confirmed Vietnam's consistent policy of intensive and extensive international integration and stated that Vietnam has negotiated and signed several bilateral and regional free trade agreements, along with its active participation in the organization's activities. The Vietnamese government's leader expressed his hope that the organization continues supporting Vietnam during its development process, particularly in the training of skilled human resources and legal experts, and in improving the capacity of Vietnamese businesses in international trade activities. The WTO Director General said that Vietnam still holds great potential for further development as an active member of the world's largest trade body. He delivered wishes to step up cooperation with Vietnam, in particular capacity building and training for personnel working for international economic integration. The WTO Director General affirms that WTO is willing to support Vietnam in its integration into the global multilateral trade system, as well as during its socio-economic development process.
The same day, the General Director of the World Trade Organization, Roberto Azevedo, worked with Minister of Industry and Trade, Trần Tuấn Anh. More in the following report. General Director Roberto Azevedo acknowledged the successful changes Vietnam has made during its global integration process and trade liberalization, particularly in economic growth, trade, and foreign direct investment. He added, currently the WTO is looking to boost negotiations of lingering issues in the Doha round talks relating to e-commerce, small and medium-sized enterprises, and creating opportunities for investment. As such, Vietnam could consider these issues at the WTO to continue its own socio-economic development. Minister of Industry and Trade Trần Tuấn Anh affirmed in recent years Vietnam has upheld its role in the world's leading trade organization. He stated Vietnam will seek WTO's assistance in building policy and improving capacity in global trade, including technical assistance, human resources development, and e-commerce development. National Assembly Chairwoman Nguyễn Thị Kim Ngân had a working session with officials from the southern province of Đồng Nai on April 15th.
During her working session with the Provincial Party Committee, Chairwoman Ngân was briefed about the locality's socio-economic achievements in 2015. Provincial Party Secretary Nguyễn Phú Cường said Đồng Nai is always among the country's top FDI attraction over the past time. Mentioning some large-scale projects in the province, including the construction of the Long Thành International Airport, the legislative leader asked Đồng Nai to work closely with ministries and centrally run agencies to implement them in a synchronous manner. She also informed the local officials of preparations for the 14th National Assembly and People Council's elections.
Religious organizations in Vietnam are engaging in a coordination program on environmental protection and climate change response. More on this coming up.
Vietnam is one of the 5 countries most vulnerable to climate change, which is estimated to kill and injure 457 people and cause $1.9 billion damage on average each year. In an effort to promote religious dignitaries' contribution to environmental protection and climate change response efforts, the Steering Committee for the Coordination Program debuted in Hanoi on April 15. The committee members include dignitaries of the 14 religions in Vietnam. President of the Vietnam Fatherland Front Central Committee Nguyễn Thiện Nhân said environmental protection must be based on people, and it only becomes effective when people are fully aware of the benefits of protecting the environment. He added, religious groups should work closely with the committee, the Environment Ministry and relevant agencies to monitor environmental protection and climate change prevention activities conducted by local state agencies, businesses and organizations.
Damage caused by drought and saltwater intrusion in the Mekong Delta, South Central and Central Highlands regions are estimated at 5 trillion Vietnam dong, equivalent to $224 million. The National Steering Committee for Natural Disaster Prevention and Control reported the figure at a meeting in Hanoi on April 15th. Due to drought and saline intrusion, nearly 400,000 households in the region are lacking fresh water for daily life, while some 230,000 hectares of paddy fields and more than 100,000 hectares of crops have been damaged. The losses are forecast to rise as nearly 40 reservoirs in the South Central region are drying up. The situation will possibly worsen in the coming time. The affected areas may be expanded with high warning levels. To date, the government and organizations have donated 800 billion Vietnam dong, equivalent to $55.8 million, and over 5,000 tons of rice to the affected localities. However, the figures are still much less than the actual needs, which require more than 4 trillion Vietnam dong and 12,000 tons of rice. In the long run, provinces and cities in the regions need about 15 trillion Vietnam dong or $672 million to resolve the natural disasters aftermaths. Vietnam's localities are stepping up Zika virus prevention efforts as they are now highly susceptible to the mosquito-borne virus.
A woman in Thạnh Mỹ Lợi ward of Ho Chi Minh City's District 2 was reported to be Zika positive in early April. The southern municipality also announced Zika outbreak warnings at the communal and ward levels. Under a recently issued Zika prevention plan, Ho Chi Minh City focuses on minimizing outbreak risks by spraying anti-mosquito chemicals at the District 2 hospital, where the Zika patient received checkups, and at her District 1 workplace. It is also distributing leaflets and increasing radio broadcasts to raise awareness of the virus and mosquito prevention measures. Schools across the city have been asked to enhance Zika prevention activities. The Municipal People's Committee has also devised plans of action in case Zika epidemic occurs. Phú Yên Province, which borders Khánh Hòa, where one of the 2 first cases of Zika virus infections was reported in early April, has recently launched a campaign calling people to take measures against dengue fever and Zika virus. All 9 districts, towns and cities in the province have signed commitments to organizing campaigns to kill mosquitoes and larvae and other preventive measures. The Provincial Department of Health said, during March, the number of dengue fever cases fell by 50% from February to more than 1,000 cases, with no casualty have been reported so far.
Vietnam-Korea Business Forum has taken place in Seoul with the focus on opportunities for small and medium-sized enterprises in the context of Vietnam's deeper integration into the world economy.
The forum was organized by the Vietnam Association of Small and Medium Enterprises and the Vietnam Trade Office in the Republic of Korea to connect businesses in the 2 countries. Representatives of about 50 small and medium-sized enterprises from both countries attended the event. Ambassador Phạm Hữu Chi said, the Republic of Korea is now Vietnam's biggest investor, pumping about $45 billion into the Southeast Asian country. The Republic of Korea is also Vietnam's 3rd largest trading partner, while Vietnam is the 4th largest of the Republic of Korea. Last year, bilateral trade exceeded $36 billion, he noted.
Processing and exports of farming products are among promising sectors where Vietnam's strengths in agriculture and the Republic of Korea's advanced technologies could complement each other.
The new generation Vietnam-Korea Free Trade Agreement took effect late last year, opening up opportunities for businesses in the two nations, especially small and medium-sized enterprises.
Smoked meat is a specialty of ethnic minority groups in the northwestern region of Vietnam, where the local community has spent years mastering different cooking techniques and create a unique taste. Join us to take a look.
In the northwestern region, the locals primarily use buffalo meat, beef, and pork to make smoked meat. They select the best pieces of meat, dice away tendons, and cut the meat into rectangle pieces, roughly from 15 to 20 cm long, 7 to 8 cm wide, and 3 to 4 cm thick. A nice juicy fillet is excellent to make smoked meat. You need to remove tendons and the outer layer of fat and season the lean meat. For seasoning, you can use garlic, pepper, salt, and other spices. Actually, it takes a long time to prepare. It sounds simple, but the technique involved in slicing the meat demands meticulous care and attention, because if the meat is cut too thick, the seasoning will become bland, whereas a thin piece of meat will shrivel up. The seasoning process requires a lot of ingredients and tappan pepper, a special type of pepper grown only in the northwestern region. The species need to be in perfect harmony and not overwhelm the meat's taste. After marinating the meat for a few hours, they skewer the meat slices and hang them over a wood stove.
The meat needs to be smoked over a big fire and then dried completely before being preserved in a dry and cool space.
The heat of the flame, along with the smoke, will shrink the meat and then melt away the remaining fat. Depending on how thick the piece of meat is, it will take longer to smoke. The smoked meat will have a light pink color inside and taste delicious. It is a delicacy used by locals to welcome guests, friends, and relatives in festivities such as the Lunar New Year festival.
I really like the smoked meat here. It is delicious and widely known. Many people in Hanoi buy this delicacy to eat and use as gifts for others.
The northwestern region is the home of many unique local cuisines, but the smoked meat is one particular treat that draws in visitors like no other. The smoked meat is a traditional dish that highlights the unique and diverse culinary culture of not only the northwestern region, but Vietnam as a whole.
And that has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thanks for joining us. For more information, you can log on to our website at www.vietnamplus.vn. We'll see you soon.